What is up? We're back with a new episode of Movie News. We're getting back to the regular schedule now, well, as regular as it can be in 2021. And we're going to start off with the biggest news, a trailer drop for Malcolm and Marie, starring the two people behind Nick. We have Zendaya and John David Washington. This film was written and directed by Sam Levinson, who you may know from Euphoria or Assassination Nation. Um, this was bought for Netflix for 30 million. They made it for $1 million. It was shot at the very beginning of, or the first month or two of quarantine. I think June or July it was finished filming. Um, and this trailer I thought was pretty crazy. I mean, I love the whole concept of a filmmaker and his girlfriend coming back from a movie premiere, kind of awaiting this critical and financial success, and then stuff starts to go wrong in the relationship. And I love how they say it's not a movie about like falling, it's in love, it's a movie about like the about love itself, and I think the trials and tribulations that are involved. And that's what really to me makes it interesting, because Sam Levinson takes a very honest approach, I think, in his storytelling. If you've watched Euphoria, you can see that he doesn't pull punches, and I love that this film looks like it's going to do the same thing. And from what I've been reading, Zendaya and John David Washington have been getting some Oscar buzz, but I haven't seen the film, so who knows if that's going to be true or not when it comes down the line. But Nick, what are your thoughts?
I love how this thing looks. Like it's, black and white is like a medium that like I don't know, like you have to utilize in a certain way. Robert Eggers did it last year with The Lighthouse. Alfonso Cuarón did it with Roma the year before. I love how it looks. There's a shot where like maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but it looks like the camera's like on the bed and like I think it's John David's like real far in the distance and he looks like and the whole thing looks like grainy, but like in a good way, in that classic like film style. And I love the vibe. Like, it's nighttime, dark. The black is like, it's dark, it's and we got like just the look of these characters just like kind of like fading in and out. Like I love the look, I love the vibe. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else. I said this last time in our top 10 most anticipated video, but like what I love about this concept is that it's like just these two people talking. Like there's so much to just pull from these two people just playing off each other. So pretty excited to see. Solid trailer. I already love the look. This thing is, I don't know. I mean, cinematography should get an award or something. I don't know. It looks like a cool thing. So excited to see it. February, right? It's like right around the corner.
Yeah, I think it's February 5th, if I remember correctly, that it
Very
comes out
around the
on
corner. It's
on
awesome.
Netflix. Um, we're going to move on to our next subject. Now, the Russo brothers, I was on Instagram. I saw a new post. It's like Cherry, first look. Um, and we got to see just a scene of Tom Holland's character in Cherry, which is this book is based on a true story, I believe.
Mhm.
And the person's actually wrote it. I don't know if he wrote it in prison or, while when the time period when he was getting sentenced, this book about himself.
Mhm.
Um, but Nick, what did you think about this first look?
I First I was very intrigued by Holland. Like I don't know, like I thought like Wally's character in Devil All the Time was like a very different vibe from Peter Parker. I was still like, okay, I can see the like Tom Holland like sort of like I don't know youthfulness, I guess. But here there's like a weird like I don't know like a weird vibe that I enjoyed seeing. It's like these like this really soft spoken, really like hunched down figure, and I love the monologue he kind of gives, which ends with like, as soon as the recruiter like heard my story, he knew exactly like what to do to get me in. And I love how like they didn't show it was just like the initial recruitment, but there's already so much like foreboding energy over it. Um, I don't know, this is a movie that has a lot of like moving parts just in terms of story. Like he's like, the character's a bank robber, he's a drug addict, he's like, they were going to be looking at him as like a boyfriend, he's a soldier as well, and there's like so much to unpack between those like four or five things. Um I'm intrigued definitely by this like one scene shown from the movie though. It looks to be Tom Holland really does look to be like in the zone for this one. That's the main thing I was really excited about for this film. Um good for but I don't know, for like a good for a first look. I really like just the tone and vibe it gave off.
I did too, and I think the important thing is that Tom Holland looks physically, very different with the makeup, and I think there might even be some prosthetics, some like small prosthetics on him, because he looks different in the way it's shot. And I'm excited for this. I think the whole way they're dealing with this in sort of chapters, um, you know, Moonlight. I mean, Moonlight's a whole different level of filmmaking. That's like next level, amazing filmmaking all across the board. But
Right.
Moonlight has that similar idea of dealing with, film, and instead of acts, it's more chapters of someone's life. And I think that's going to be a really interesting way of making this film, through kind of like a compilation of segments.
Right.
Uh, I really liked the first look too, but it didn't really give too much away or too much of how the story is going to overall. Well, it gave a tone, but it didn't necessarily give you like what Tom Holland's character is exactly going to be like. Um,
This is true.
we're going to move on. You guys may be some Star Wars fans, and you guys heard about a year ago Kevin Feige is going to be producing a Star Wars movie. So I was like, yes, please. Kevin Feige doing anything sounds great, especially a Star Wars movie. And they found their writer, Michael Waldron, who is the writer of the upcoming Loki series, the upcoming film Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness,
Right.
will be and Rick and Morty episodes. And I believe he was a producer on Rick and Morty too. He will be writing the Star Wars film. Now, we don't know anything that it's about, but both, how are you excited that it's just more news on Kevin Feige's film? And I guess we can talk about it here, and we'll talk about more stuff about this on our comic book movie news segment. But like, what does this say about the quality of Loki, or their faith in the quality of Loki and Doctor Strange's new movie, that they're already hiring this writer?
I like that they're like building that relationship across like across like their pocket of the industry, Disney crossing over to Star Wars. It's like, when John Favreau hires Peyton Reed to direct episodes of The Mandalorian, um or like I don't know, like Ming Na Wen going from Agents of Shield to playing Fennec Shand and also in Mandalorian. So I like seeing the what is the word, the synergy between just the various aspects of the Disney company. um just want to clarify something. Is Feige producing or directing? What's his I
Producing.
just want
He's
producing.
definitely
Okay.
producing.
Okay. Well, I mean, we all know how he is as a producer. We've seen 23 films over the past, decade. I'm intrigued to see what, I don't know, it is, because it's in the same space as like Taika Waititi's Star Wars film, where we know nothing about it. And the direction of Star Wars has never been more unpredictable, as we know from Investors Day. So I'm intrigued to see how this, I don't know, how this just goes in general. As for bringing on this new screenwriter, he's like, I guess he's gotten some sort of ball rolling. The fact he's been able to bounce through all these big projects. So to go from Marvel to Star Wars, like that's a hell of a resume building experience.
100%. Now, this wasn't in our notes, but I forgot about this. Now, some of you may have watched, this is a separate topic, the Variety interview with Patty Jenkins and Aaron Sorkin. And they were kind of hinting at working together, right? Saying, like, oh, I would never know. I've always wanted to write like a big action set piece, like one of those films, but all I'm good at writing at is like two people in a room. And Patty Jenkins was talking about, how she'd love to work with him together, almost in kind of a playful, joking way, as if two people who are going to work together. Now, this is, are we as fans maybe looking a little bit too much into it? But there have been rumors going around the internet that Patty Jenkins may be directing a movie written by Aaron Sorkin, a Star Wars movie, this Rogue Squadron movie. Do you buy this rumor, or do you think it's just a rumor?
In regards to the Star Wars angle, I don't buy it, just because like I don't feel like that's Sorkin's like wheelhouse. Like I don't think Sorkin is like the type of person to like, he would only venture into that area if he really wants to. And I feel like, I don't know. I just don't buy that aspect. on the idea that these two could work together, I mean, I'd be open to it. I'm always intrigued to see like faces I know that are like exist in such opposite worlds. Like, Patty Jenkins come from this pop culture place and Sorkin doing like Chicago 7, so historical drama, like come together. I think there could be like like sparks could fly type thing. So um I'm intrigued by the possibility of it. Do I buy that like this could be like the Rogue Squadron, or like they're secretly planning a project? I'm not sure, but I don't think it's Rogue Squadron. I think Jenkins already said like a few weeks ago, like she's been deep in like pre-production or whatnot in that film for a while already. So I don't think they just be like, oh yeah, actually Sorkin's writing the thing. I think that's something they would have led with.
I mean, possibly, yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily buy the. I think it's possible, and I actually think that Sorkin would be great for Star Wars, but I think they'd have to find the right story. And I don't know if a Rogue Squadron is necessarily that story. Like, I think Sorkin writing a like Star Wars. If you guys have read the Darth Plagueis novel, if he wrote something like that, where it's more of a gangster, a lot of it's dealt with personal conversations, kind of point of views, theories of thoughts between the Sith and the Jedi, and dealing with corruption. Like that, I think is perfectly in Sorkin's wheelhouse. If he ever wanted to take that step, is I would love to see him take that step, because writers and directors are oftentimes pigeonholed into directing one type of film or writing one type of film, and so I'd love him to take a leap out of that box. But I don't know if Rogue Squadron is necessarily it, though. I wouldn't turn down Aaron Sorkin and Patty Jenkins working together. But as of right now, I'm pretty sure it's just a rumor.
Mhm.
Let's end this with something that's exciting, something that's coming up, I believe, this Friday. One Night in Miami is dropping. Um, I couldn't be more hyped for this.
Yeah.
The trailers have really excited me. Regina King, I just watched her in If Beale Street Could Talk, which she's amazing in. You just watched her recently in the Watchmen TV show,
Right.
where
Love
she
that.
kills it. It's her directorial debut. The reviews are really great. What are your thoughts on this coming out?
I was initially gonna put this on my most anticipated for our most anticipated video, but like the way we were filming it, like it was gonna come out in 2 weeks, so thought it not. But like I'm still so excited. I've been so excited for this movie for so long. I love like the cast they've assembled, like especially Leslie Odom Jr. from Hamilton and Aldous Hodge, who's like grabbing roles left and right now, it seems. Um, yeah, I love Regina King as well. I'm like, so excited to see what she is behind the camera. And I hear that like also like it's a really good like debut for like a performer. Like I always love seeing that. It's I don't know, it's just really exciting. I'm also intrigued by the story, just like these four like icons like interacting with each other, and the cast already seems to like embody these real people really well. So very excited for them. I think this is another one that like this and Malcolm and Marie could be like the last few of that like this strange Oscar season. So I'm very excited for this one. It's definitely gonna be hopefully a knock on wood, a relatively good way to start the year.
Yeah, and this One Night in Miami, Malcolm and Marie, and Mom Rainey's Black Bottom all have in common the it's becoming more common, this theme of doing a one day
Right,
film, that takes place over one day in someone's life.
right.
So I'm really excited for it. You're really excited for it. With that wraps up this episode of Movie News. Let us know what you thought of the news we discussed. Is there anything we missed out on? Let us know in the comments section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video, and we'll see you next time.
Peace out.